Hello class, this is an introduction to Gloria Anzaldua's Borderlands, La Frontera, the New Mestiza. So it's located here in syllabus. This is the title page that, or the cover that you'll find if you get the physical copy in the bookstore or the library. So what I'm going to do here is to introduce the book by looking at it. Okay, so what I'm pulling up here is an annotated version of the text, which is available in Workshop 9.0, which I would recommend that you use, maybe even read, because what I've included here is, a lot of sort of essential information. So I'm just going to talk through the first couple pages of the book as an introduction. So it's published in 1987 by Gloria Anzaldúa. She was an activist, a political activist in the from the 1960s, well, 70s through the early aughts. She died in 2004. And she grew up in what was then called the Chicano liberation movement, or Chicano movement. So Chicano is a word that we don't use anymore. She's going to be using it a lot. So the what she's talking about is what we call Latin X right now. Okay, so just keep that in mind in terms of terminology. So you can see right from the title that you got Borderlands and you got La Frontera. So you have English and Spanish. And then in the subtitle, The New Mestiza, you have English and Spanish put together. Mestiza is a Spanish word for mixed race. And the A at the end of any noun signifies the feminine version of the noun. Okay, so right in the title, she's sort of proclaiming what she's going to do and how she's going to do it. So she is going to be looking at this borderlands area between identity groups and look at the idea of mixing or hybrid. Okay, so she's going to start off with some self-other dynamics like we saw in Du Bois and de Beauvoir, but ultimately she's going to move to, it's an intersectionalist approach like what we saw in Rankin. It's just, excuse me, a more radical version of this intersectionality. And it's most radical what she does with language and how she brings history into it all.